Hi Taz, great to meet you. Watched Cleaner the other day, lots of fun. No, it's a terrific villain role you've got here. Seems part serial killer, part psychotic Greta Thunberg. Um,
I'll take it.
is that how it appealed to you? Well, that was that
Yeah,
the
Greta Thunberg, Greta Thunberg was definitely not on my list of references, but I'll take it. I'll really take it. I think my list of references was honestly this was my reference. It's a little bit more esoteric, but I open up this on my phone, and this is how I pitched it, and this is this is what the character is to me.
Oh, right, okay,
Just a little bit of like light flickering through.
okay.
Dark.
So I think this is your first sort of a proper full-on lead as a villain and as like
Yeah.
a full-on villain. So can you tell me about the audition that you had for the role?
Yeah. I'll see if I can mine something different from it. But it it wasn't really an audition, and it wasn't really a meeting. It was a very random turn of events. So I was in London. I was at Tower Bridge. I was shooting a different film. And another show that I did had just come out, and I think it had maybe made some people notice me that maybe wouldn't have noticed me before. And so it was a very particular week. Like I was on set watching kind of everything happen around me as the show came out. And a producer who I'd known for a long time, who's a very good friend of mine, called me and told me that I needed to go meet Martin. And he initially said now, and I said I can't go now because I'm working. He was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna send a car, and the car's gonna wait for you at set. When you finish, don't even get changed. Just get in the car. And I was like, but for what? What am I meeting him for? And he's like, I'll put the script in the car. So I finish work. I don't get changed. I get into the car. It's a blacked out Mercedes with with a suited man driving
Not
it.
not ominous at all then.
Not ominous at all. And I get in the car, and there's a script perfectly placed on the on the side passenger seat. And I pick it up. He starts driving to Reading, and I'm reading it, and I'm figuring out what it is on the way there. And then I get there. Callum is freaking out because what I'm wearing. So I'm wearing the other character I was playing was like a very affluent. Um, he was a very different character from Noah, and he had like painted nails. He had a little earring. I had my bleach blonde hair. I had like a white sleeveless shirt on, tucked into suit pants with leather shoes on. It was not Noah, and I show up, and Callum wants to get me changed, so he finds a workwear jacket. He tries to find like a workwear jacket and some shoes and stuff, while I'm like screwing around trying to, I don't know, laugh about something. I can't remember because I remember thinking like, all right, cool. Well, if I'm not, I think I really thrive in situations where odds are against me because there's a huge part of me that really doesn't care. For better or for worse, many times for worse, there's a huge part of me that really just doesn't care. And so I'm like, well, okay, well, if this isn't gonna go my way, I'm gonna have fun and I'm gonna crash and burn in style. So I start screwing around, I'm laughing, I'm having fun. For some reason, I'm on the floor. I'm literally on the floor, lying on the floor, laughing about something. And Martin walks in and he looks at me and he's not impressed. And then Callum comes around with the jacket. He doesn't have time to actually put the workwear jacket on me. And Martin asks Callum, "Is this him?" Callum's like, "Yeah." He's looking down at the floor at his shoes at this point. And then Martin asks me in, and he sits. He's very kind of stern and cold at first, and he's
Yeah.
like, "So what do you think about the character?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I make something up." And I was quite unapologetic about the fact that I just made that up too. And then he gives me a script. He's like, all right, we're going to read it. And so we spend the next 4.5 hours reading through it relentlessly. And I'm just doing exactly what I want to do with it.
Yeah.
Because if he's not going to like me again, I'd rather him not like me early and we get this done quick than go through a long rigmarole of trying to get somebody to like me. And then figuring out that I'm not that person. and he, over the course of the 4.5 hours, I could see he was warming up to me because he at least figured out that I wasn't a complete idiot. Ha ha ha. Little did he know that I was. No. And then by the end of it, he gets up and he gives me a little pat on the shoulder and he says, well done, in a very genuine sense. And I give him a hug and I was like, you didn't think you was gonna like me in it, mine, but low key,
Yeah.
in it. And he started laughing. I gave him a hug. I picked him up, gave him a little kiss on the cheek.
Well, it turned out pretty well for you. Now, there's loads of stunts in this, absolutely loads of stunts and fights and action sequences. So tell me, just how badly battered did you get by Daisy Ridley?
I love the way of phrasing that question. You know what? I think it's probably the set where I've sustained the least amount of bruises and injuries and scratches in my life. It was pretty humane and not painful at all.
Okay, so I mean, there's also lots of sequences where you're up high. Now I know a lot of this is green screen. Hope I haven't spoiled it for anyone there. But in the studio, how high up did you actually get in that window cradle and other sequences?
It was about, I don't know, like 20 meters off the ground, maybe something like that. It was more than you want to fall off, but it wasn't enough to instantly end your life. I think you'd maybe break a couple of legs if you fell off it, but it wasn't a death drop.
Now, we've spoken about Martin before. Director Martin Campbell. He's directed two of the very best of the Bond films, and I don't know how much sway he's got. And we've got a Bond film awaiting the announcement of a new Bond actor. There must have been a temptation at one point to say to Martin, "Oh, Martin, that stunt left me shaken, but not stirred," or something like that.
You know what? I think Martin would have slapped me in the face. I think he would have gone, shush. Backhanded me. I don't know. I don't think, honestly, again, I know that it's like something is so iconic and he's so iconic for having done it. But I think if something like that is meant to happen to you, it's going to happen to you. And if it's not meant to happen to you, it's not going to happen to you. And no amount of trying to get some people that are associated with it to talk about you in a favorable way is at all ever going to sway it. So no, I don't think it never really was something that I thought about doing. Maybe again to my detriment, but I love those movies. My dad loves those movies. If there was ever a world in which I could be associated to them or be creatively involved in them, I think that'd be cool. And I'm also really excited to watch them, regardless of if that ever happens.
I had to ask, obviously. So then, just to wind things up, as I say, you've done lots of stunts, fight sequences, and whatnot. Is there stunt-wise or anything along that line, action set piece-wise? Is there anything that you thought, I'm not doing that?
No, in fact, I think it was the opposite. I think I became probably the most annoying person on set every single time there was a stunt where there was a debate as to whether it was safe for me to do it. And I just turn into a little Rockweiler. Like I am just like, let me do it, let me do it, let me do it. No, don't put the double in. Let me do it. And then I'll call everybody who was involved. And at one point, Gary Powell, who was the main stunt coordinator. I was Jack. He's an awesome guy, and he was so supportive of me, and he was so nice to me, and also gave me some really great tips. I learned a lot from him. But at one point, I think I was jackhammering him so hard to let me do one of the stunts. Then he turned around and he went, "You're worse than Tom Cruise."
I'm not sure whether that's an insult or a compliment.
Yeah, I didn't know either, but I was like, yeah, I am. Let me do the stunt.
It was like, no, get down off there.
I was like,
Taz,
put me in the wire, man. It's so easy. You do this, bang, you hit the thing, then you fall. It's simple. I
Taz,
don't. I just it's ingrained into me. I don't know what it is. It's just I think if you spend like this, you spend a lot of time doing these movies, you know, like or TV shows or whatever. Like you're there for 3 months, you're there for 6 months, you're there for a large portion of your life, of your year, painting that picture. And to me, like the stunt bit is just like if I'm going to spend 6 months painting a picture, the last thing I want is for somebody to come and say, "But let me paint the corners for you." Like I want to paint the whole thing. And at least if it's meritocratic, like, look, I get it if it's something that I'm literally not able to do. Like if I just meritocratically do not have the ability to do a thing, then I absolutely vouch and agree and support that I'm not in the stunt and that somebody who is able to do it and has worked hard to earn their right and ability to do it to do it in my place. But I work really hard, man. I train twice a day while I'm on set in the morning before I go and in the evening when I get back. Sometimes I train through lunch as well, and I train on my off time in between films, and in between shows. So I put in a lot of time to try and earn myself the ability to do those stunts. And when the time comes, I definitely fight for my right to do them.
it sounds like you paid your dues. Taz, it's been great talking to you. Thank you ever so much for your time. I really look forward to seeing what you've got coming up next.
Thank you. Likewise, man. You have a great rest of your day, okay?
And you, Taz. Cheers then. Thank you.